Hi guys, it's Sherry. Today I'm going to show you a new technique that I learned using some new wood blanks. So the first thing I'm going to do is grab my little wood blanks. I chose the little bunny rabbits. I just received these in the mail probably about, I'd say 3 weeks ago. And I'm finally getting around to using them. You could use them either direction, and I'm going to mirror them because I think that'll look the best. And I painted them white. So you can see they have no holes. We will be drilling holes. And another thing that I have is my nail art. So these usually you'll lay down and then you rip them off. And I'm going to show you a really cool technique I learned using this paper or nail art on wood blanks. So the first thing I'm going to do is cut exactly what I need. So I'm going to go a little bit bigger than I normally would, just so I have that little extra hangover to be able to tear it off. I'm going to go about, let's go about right here. That should be plenty. So I will double that up. And let me see for... Okay. And next thing I'm going to do is I actually have my UV resin in a nail polish container because it just makes it simpler to brush on. So I want to just kind of lay it down and see exactly where I want to put my resin. So I'm going to stop right halfway through the top of the head because I don't want the whole thing covered. So you don't need a thick layer. You're going to do a thin layer of the UV resin. And I'll put a link in the description area of the one that I'm using just so you guys know. And then let me just lay my paper on there where exactly I want it. Just pat that down and let that go for a minute while we do the next one. Okay. And then I'm going to take my next one, put it exactly where I want it. Pat that down. And now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take something flat. It doesn't matter what it is. And I'm just going to lightly go over it and make sure there's no bubbles underneath my paper here. And make sure it's nice and flat on there. Just kind of look over it, make sure there's no bubbles. And then I'm going to place this under my UV light for about, I say 60 seconds. All right, so now it's been 60 seconds. And the next thing we want to do is pull that paper off. And look how beautiful. So here I missed a couple little spots, but that's okay. But isn't that beautiful? I think it's so simple and easy. And next, I'm just going to get another coat of my resin. And I'm going to go over the whole thing. Just a thin layer, and that'll protect my paper completely. And then I want to make sure that I'm putting this under my UV light. I'm going to run a lighter over this real fast. Just make sure that there's no bubbles in there. Put this back under for another minute. All right. So you can see how beautiful that looks. I mean, is that not gorgeous? How pretty is that? I love this technique, and it's so easy. So the last thing I want to do to finish this up is get my brush here. And this is just acrylic paintbrush or acrylic marker that has a little brush tip, which I love because I could get into all these little areas. And I'm going with blue to edge off because it'll match my flowers lovely. And look at that. It goes right in all those real tight areas. Beautiful. If you get any marker on there, just take a little bit of rubbing alcohol and go right over it. And it comes right off. So very easy. And then next I'm going to show you how I attach the little bunny tail. You could do this on both sides if you want. I'm just going to do one side. But you could put a little sticker or something on that side as well for the nail art. All right. So lastly, I'm going to get my UV resin one more time. And I'm just going to put a little glob right around the bunny tail. And then I'm going to stick my little pom-pom right on it. And this will basically glue it on when you put it under the light. Go over it one more time if you like, which I'm going to, just to make sure it all looks nice and even. All right, here they are. Look how cute. Are they not adorable? I just love them. I think they are so cute. They are going to be so perfect to wear around the holidays. So what I want to do is first, if you want to make sure that you're getting it in the exact spot that you want, take something that has a little sharp tip and mark it exactly where you want your hole to go. Now, I never go too close to my edge because then you run the risk of ruining your piece. And then I'm just going to get my little hand drill. I'm going to hold it still and just drill away. And do the same thing for the next one. And it's that easy. Grab your jump ring and whatever earring finding that you want to use. I'm going with a blue top here, but you could really use any color. It's whatever you want to use. And then make sure my jump rings are completely closed and even. There we go. And there are our bunny rabbit wood earrings. I hope that this quick, easy video gave you a new idea of something that you could do with your wood blanks. And I hope that you enjoyed it. And if you did, thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you all next time. Bye.